The Roosta is no farm show. It's about amplified electric distorted guitars. We're talking punk rock, thrash metal, and a little bit of classic heavy metal.
The stage is set and the countdown on. Things getting ready to blow. We're all plugged in with an extra grind. Heads are ready to roll. Who got the itch? Gonna flip the switch. His minds are starting to blow. Roll, let go, look out, unbound, hit the ground. Make it loud, burn it down, red hot wire. Matches lit, we won't quit. We're on fire. The fix is in, the dice I roll, the blood is starting to flow.
Thank you for choosing the Roosta Show today. Have some metal today, man. It's like had a really cool death metal band earlier, and today we have a special guest, Rex of Exeter. They've been around for a long time, and we got a new album coming out, so we're going to find out about that. We're going to find out about Rex Carroll, and learn about him. So let's find out what's going on here. Should be coming on in a second. Hopefully. There he is. Aha. Today is sponsored by Italian Blood.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm so stoked. I am so stoked. I've been a big fan of you since the beginning. So let's get all the ass kissing out of the way. First, I've been a big fan of Exit. I love it. I get it. Got me crawling up walls. I love it. And Peachtree and all that. It just thank you for all your music and stoked to hear your story, man, and your testimony. And so tell me, bud, how you doing? You been well?
I'm doing great.
That's
Doing
awesome.
well. Yeah. It's
And you
cold
got
in
a
the
new
Midwest,
album
huh?
coming out, huh?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've been working on it this actually has been on and off, touch and go for 3+ years. So it's been a while. It's
That's
about time.
awesome. That's amazing. So when is it coming out? That's
We don't
actually
have
a
a
fan
day. We want,
question, by the way.
yeah, I know a lot of people want to know. Everybody wants a date set, but where we're looking, we wanted to get it done by the end of the year. We're getting close. We've got the bulk of it tracked and mixed, but there's life delays that take place, certain things that come and go in the schedule, and so it's been delayed a little bit. But we've been working on material as up to yesterday, and so it's going to be early this year sometime. I don't really know when.
That's awesome, though. Good to hear. So what sparked this creation? What I mean, obviously AC/DC, the love probably for AC/DC and good rock and roll. I mean, I bet you heard that a lot. Yeah, you have it sounds to me is like a perfect blend of Def Leppard and AC/DC. But
Yeah, that is a good way to put it. I always had kind of thought it was that way. We just really play the music that we like.
exactly, yeah, that's why. Yeah,
The stuff that inspired us growing up, the music that we liked, and so it just comes out in your influences. We don't try to sound like anybody, but
no,
we definitely are in that genre of Rhino Bucket, AC/DC, Def Leppard, all those types of bands. Yeah.
I honestly feel that you're more intense than ACDC. So I think you guys take ACDC to a higher level. So that's my opinion. I like you better than ACDC. How about that?
Well, yeah, thank you. That's a
You're very
compliment.
welcome. And believe it or not, ACDC was my second vinyl I ever bought in my life. For those about the rock, Kiss, Kiss Alive was my
Yeah.
first, and then that. And so, I mean, yeah, I'm a fan, but I'm a
Kiss
fan of
Alive
his
was
music a little
a big
more.
album in my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate. That's awesome. So, really, how did this come about? Exodus, the early days.
Well, you mean the band itself, you mean, or what do
Yeah.
you mean
What gave you
specifically?
this inspiration to do
Well, yeah, I
Exodus?
mean, yeah, Greg Bishop is the founder of the band, and so uh, he had the band, and then they got a deal with Pachyderm Records, and they needed a singer, and I was playing in Zion, and so Zion
Oh,
was on the chart the same time they were on the chart, and they decided that they wanted to go a different direction with their singer after their first album. And so they called me and asked if I would be interested. They said you didn't necessarily have to join the band. You could sing in both bands if you so desired. And so I came out to California, Los Angeles, and I auditioned, and I got the okay, the thumbs up, and then started working on the peace treaty material right away. They had sent me back on the plane after the audition back home because I was living in the Midwest then. And with a tape in hand, I had that cassette of a lot of the early peace treaty renditions that they
yeah.
said, go ahead and work on it, start writing lyrics and melodies and stuff for this. It was mostly music. And so, yeah, that's how it all started. And then flew back to California again because I was in the Midwest when we recorded Peace Treaty, and then right after that we went out on the Peace Treaty tour. And so I was going a lot of back and forth to Los Angeles, and I have a family, and so it was getting to be too much. And so we
Yeah.
ended up moving out there, and uh, and that's we were out there for the last I don't know 28 years, I believe. We just recently moved back to the Midwest, kind of where we're from.
Oh, okay.
I'm really missing the weather right now.
I'm in Idaho right here. Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
get a little
Yeah.
snow right now. Is it snowing where you're at?
Yeah, there's a little bit of snow on the ground. It's real cold right now.
Okay, so when this band was created, was it considered like a ministry type of band? Or
Well,
for
Greg Bishop, Greg
Christian
Bishop,
music?
the founder of the band, basically, I mean, he's got a master's degree in theology and with church growth as his major. And
Yeah,
so it was basically uh, the perspective is to just represent and produce a product that would be competing with the quality of level of stuff in the mainstream that was
yeah,
there, because so much of the early stuff was in that whole market, the Christian rock market or the Christian metal rocket or market, whatever you want to call
yeah.
it. It wasn't very good quality, lower budgets and stuff. And so we wanted to try to produce something songwriting quality wise and recording quality wise that would hold up so that we could
Yeah.
play. We were in LA, and so we were looking at venues like the Whiskey a Go Go to play, the Troubadour, and so you have to go into those settings and you have to be somewhat good, you know.
Of
And so
course, yeah.
that was kind of the primary goal. And we let the music do the talking. We don't really preach that much. We have. It just depends on the show and what the
But your
promoter would
lyrics
want.
are godly orientated, right?
Yeah,
Christ orientated.
yeah, and it's
That's good.
basically for those who have ears to hear, let them hear.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
if someone's will pick up on something, that's the kind of response we get from people. We'll get letters, years later. I heard get it, or I heard this, or I heard that, and it changed my life.
We did.
And so that's basically what it is. You can't discount the fact that people have ears and to hear and pick up. And it's where every individual is searching, where every individual is at that moment in time in history, and what
Well,
God is doing and what's speaking, and so that's our approach, really.
I know
Basically, seed planters, but
yeah, like for me, like when I listen to metal and rock and roll, I can't stand the demonic stuff personally. It's a personal conviction with me, and my family. We
mhm.
we really do love the Lord with all our heart, straight up, we do. And so, I mean, when I hear some of that stuff, I mean, yeah, I love ACDC. I do. I appreciate their music, stuff like that. But I can't stand the fact that it's there's demonic presence in their music, or that kind of the darkness, a little bit of the darkness, not no light, no nothing that gives me a sense of purpose of living for Christ. Like I mean, a strength like your band music does, and
Mhm.
a lot of other bands like Holy Soldier and Bride and that have been a big influence as well. And
Mhm.
Vintage Rising, believe it or not. I mean, I know that he's kind of went off his way a little bit, brother Roger Martinez, but I know the band's heart were there, and they're and they did it for the right reason, for ministry. So I just I'm grateful for that because it has been a straight for me. I know personally, and it still is. I listen to it at least once a week. Your stuff, I mean, at least once a week. I love it. I'm throwing down my
That's
wife and my
awesome.
son's throat too. I play it a lot. Yeah, so yeah, I'm grateful for it, and
Yeah,
I
thank you.
appreciate the fact that it's intense with hope, and a sense of purpose, and so that's that's what I'm getting at. I think I
Yeah,
said
we
it.
try to deal. I mean, our subject matter, we deal with everything from personal accountability to, selfishness,
Yeah,
and trying to not be selfish in this world is very difficult, and especially in America where we have so much. And yeah, it's just you don't know where the stuff goes and what it does. You just got to do your best, give it your best shot,
yeah,
sing what you're led to sing, and then the responses that come back, those are the verifications of what you're doing.
Do
It's actually doing something for somebody.
you have a time that was a very memorable experience for you on the stage with the crowd,
Oh, uh,
or many?
no, I mean they all kind of yeah, they all kind of blend together. I know, we're playing April 12th just outside of Dayton, Ohio with Barron Cross this year, and that's a nice venue to play. But I don't really think of anything that uh, you know in that light really. I just we come out, we do the best that we can, try
Yeah,
to give it the best shot we can, represent the best, and they all kind of together. They're very similar. So, you get people that come to kind of and it's those letters or emails you get where people will come in and just say, come up to you after the stage, man, I heard this song, back in blah, blah, blah. And then I brought my kid, I brought my son to your show tonight because that song changed my life, and
yeah,
so that's what it's about.
that's cool. So with your new album, is it going to be artists that are performing in it from earlier albums, or is it the same crew?
No, no, it's
It's
the
all new
current
guys.
it's the current crew. We use some guys that uh we plug in for the live stuff because we don't do a lot of live stuff anymore. They're all fly-in dates and we don't do tours and all that stuff anymore because we're old guys now. And
Gotcha.
and so Greg and I are the primary guys in X Center, Greg being the founder of the band, and then we plug in guys when we need them for different things. And sometimes it's some guys from the past, and sometimes it's not. We're using, I play in another band called GX, the GX Project, and
Hmm.
the guy that's in that band with me, Glenn Thomas. he owns a studio in Newfoundland, Canada, and so he's helping us do a lot of the work on the album as well. And so we do have a few guest vocalist guys and things like that that we know that are friends and from the past and stuff. But it's basically Greg and I's album.
That's awesome. So, have you tried other genres besides rock and roll?
Yes, yes, we have. We released an album called Cracked under the name of the band Angry Einsteins, and that is available. You can find it, and I'm not sure if we have it up online yet or not, but it will be if it isn't. And that's a totally different genre. You wouldn't even really recognize it. But we spent a year making that album. It was in the time when we had left Pachyderm and we really couldn't record as X Sinner for a while until we got our name let go by the Pachyderm label, and then so we decided to go ahead and record an album's worth of material, and it was the Angry Einsteins is what we call it. We were like mad scientists in the studio. That's why we chose that name.
Oh, that's so cool. So, what about your songwriting? How do you go about that? What do you like to say in your music? What inspires you to write?
Yeah, basically life, and your relationships that you have with everybody around you, and what you've learned, trying to follow God, and so basically it's just life type stuff, and just try to be relatable, and sometimes the music comes first, and then we decide a subject matter that we want to sing about or that I want to portray. Greg kind of lets me do that sometimes for the most part.
He takes you off the leash.
Yeah, yes. And
Oh, that's cool.
so yeah, I mean the subject matter is quite variable, and it's really I do a lot of kind of two meaning type lyrics sometimes, so that you have to work. I don't try to just lay it out. And in the earlier days of my Christian rock career, back in Zion, we have songs like Jesus loves or He loves you,
Yeah,
straight up stuff
yeah.
like that. And then we kind of got into uh, making people work a little bit more, use their thought process a little bit more,
Okay.
see where they're seeking a little bit more.
Give them some
And
meat to gnaw
yeah,
on a little bit.
yeah. And then see what they come up with from
I
that,
always like that
and so
analogy. I always
yeah.
like that analogy about the meat. Give them some meat to. Yeah, they're not babes, man.
Yeah, give us the meat.
Uh,
Yeah.
So, how do you keep your energy fresh for all these years? You
Well,
know.
uh, we try to stay somewhat in shape and try to eat correctly. Um, Greg is really more of a health guy than even but I'm hitting the bike daily now. He led the
Good for
way in
you.
that, and so we just we walk a lot, uh, my wife and I,
Yeah.
and I play in local cover bands too a little bit sometimes to stay in shape. It keeps the chops up because the band X Sinner doesn't play live a lot, and
Yeah.
so that helps also keep the vocal cords in shape and things like that. So it's
Do,
just
do
kind of
you
a
miss
personal
it?
routine and whatever else.
Do you miss doing a lot of shows?
Yeah, I do a fair amount. Yeah, I do probably in a year, probably, I don't know, a dozen maybe
Okay.
show. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool, man. What's one of your most challenging parts of creating music?
Hmm.
At least for
You
you.
know, you get stuck on lyrics because a lot of the lyric stuff is left up to me, and so and then you get writer's block, and stuff like that. You hear about stuff like
You
that.
don't want to repeat yourself that you said before, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
exactly,
Yeah,
I understand that. That's cool,
yeah,
man. So do you share same vision as Greg? It's Greg, you
yeah,
said, right? Yeah. You
yeah,
guys share the
yeah.
same
Greg,
vision for the
Greg
band?
Bishop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we do, and I mean, it's no doubt that it's his band, and so he's got a master's degree in theology. He knows his stuff. And so, him and I have been best friends for so long now. I mean, I joined the band back in, I think, 90 or
right?
91, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
And so we've been friends. I mean, more than the band, as our friendship it's just more of just than this band stuff. This is just kind of a side thing that we do.
Yeah.
And when you're on a label, you got to tour and you got to, you have a schedule. You can go in and you have to record in 5 weeks or whatever. And now we're older, we don't have any of those restrictions or those things, laid down on top of us. We don't have the burden. And so we're free and we just do it when we can. And then, people call and we do fly-in dates. And it seems like every time we put out a new record, like when we put out World Covered in Blood, we started getting live calls again. We had to go to Sweden and things like that. Things happen, so you just
Yeah.
don't know. You forget that there's actually longtime friends out there. I was blown away because when we were in Switzerland, we were at a local little pizzeria and not a lot of English being spoken, but all of a sudden this guy comes in and he has a briefcase, a brown leather briefcase, and he sees me sitting there as he came through the door because he could see me, and he goes, "Rex Scott," and he comes over. He goes, "Could you sign my thing?" I'll go, "Yeah, I'll sign your thing." Well, he pulls out his attaché case. He's got like 20 different live shots of me and CDs and all this stuff. And I mean, he had just everything. And it was like, are you kidding me? And he was an older guy too. He wasn't a real young guy. And so I sat there for, 20 minutes or whatever, signing all his stuff and then took a picture with him at the end. But you just don't know the people that are out there that are getting impacted by things, by
Yeah,
stuff. You just don't
exactly.
know.
So
We try to label it and we try to put limitations on it and, oh, you got to sing it like this or you got to play it like this or you got to say it like this. And it's like, no, you don't.
yeah, seems like you have uh you love that relationship with the fans,
Yeah.
which is very important. I mean, you gotta have that understanding of fans because we're fans of the same music.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and you got to love your own music, or you're in the wrong business.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's awesome. So, what would you like to say to your fans, real quick, while we're on that subject?
I would just like to say, thank you so much for the long term of you forget that they're out there and then all of a sudden you release something new and then people are
Right
kind of
there.
clamoring and it's like, thank you so much. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
timeless.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, your music is timeless. I feel. So I think it is, and it's perfect rock, man. It's perfect. So,
We're excited about the new record. It sounds really good.
yeah,
I think it's going to be
yeah.
our best sounding,
I like
best
the album cover. Who did
sounding.
the artwork for it? That is
We have
amazing.
a guy. He's a friend of the band. He actually used to be a guitar roadie in Zion, who's went on to have his own career in computer stuff, and he came up with some computer image of that. And so that was, and we played with it a lot. And it's no one has seen really the final version yet. We're looking at final versions right now of mock-ups that we're seeing. And so we've put out teasers of kind of the design along the way. But it's going to be
Oh,
similar. The skull's not going to be up in the cloud. It's going to be down more because it got too Afro looking on the skull.
yeah. It almost looks like a pumpkin head. Like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that
So we
one
wanted
that
to
one
get rid
horror
of
movie
that.
pumpkin head.
Yeah, so we changed that. The skull is
Yeah.
down lower coming out of the explosion. So,
Oh, that's. Is
but yeah, it's looking pretty cool.
there any bizarre times you had on stage?
Yeah, you. Well, there was one time in Texas. I remember some. We were done, and a couple guys were yelling at me from the stage, off the front of the stage, and they said, "Hey, can we talk to me? Can you talk to me?" I go, "Yeah, come on back," because we were just exiting the stage, and so I brought them back. They followed me back there, and they had Bibles, and they whipped them out, and they started telling me these scriptures of how we were of the devil and stuff.
Oh my Lord. Oh no.
Yeah, so it was, you get all kinds, and so I'll never forget that one. That was a good one.
That's funny, dude. That's so funny.
You know,
So
you
have
don't
you?
really hear too much of that anymore. But in the early days when I was in Zion, there wasn't any striper, there wasn't any white cross,
Yeah.
there was only like servant and res band just started to come out, and so there was
And
nobody, and
Saint
so
wasn't
a
Saint.
lot of churches thought you were evil back then.
Yeah,
Huh?
Saint was
Pardon
around
me?
too, right?
No,
Saint. Saint wasn't around then.
no, no.
Oh,
There was
oh.
nobody. There was nobody.
Yeah,
And
I know
then right
Zion.
after that,
That's a good band. I didn't know that you were in it though.
oh yeah,
That's cool. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
listen to some.
yeah. It
That's
was
cool.
fun because not last year, but 23, we got to do Immortal Fest, and so we did half the set X Center and half the set Zion, and the Zion guys came on stage, and so we did both, and that was a fun show to do.
Yeah, Immortal Fest. I heard about that. Uh, yeah, Bride and all that's gonna be at it this year. Vengeance Rising is gonna be there with Luke Easter
Yep,
singing.
yep.
Yeah, my guy
Hmm.
Luke gonna be on the show
Yeah, so
sometime soon.
we're playing that same venue. Yeah, we're playing that same venue in April this year. So we're doing a show
Oh,
at
you're
Barren
gonna be there
Cross.
too? You're gonna be there too?
Not at an Immortal Fest, but the same venue. He puts on shows, not just Immortal Fest. He puts on shows throughout the year there.
Oh,
Immortal Fest is kind of the big one, but he puts on like regular two band shows, mainstream secular and Christian. He mixes them up too. He'll have
yeah.
like Sacred Warrior open for Queensryche, stuff like that. White Cross did a show with Stephen Percy from Rap,
Wow,
and so, but we're doing a show with Barren Cross. They're
that's
great
cool.
guys, so
That's
that'll
ought to
be
be
fun.
awesome. They're a good band, man. What's one of your favorite songs to play live? Uh-oh. You got Chinese eyes going,
Gosh,
man.
that's hard. That's hard. I mean, that's a hard one. I mean, I Take Power live is really fun. Um, geez. Back in Red off the World Covered in Blood album. World Covered in Blood is fun live too. It's a great song live. So I can't name just one. There's too many.
Too many. So in the past, you said that you're going to be collaborating with people on the new one. Have
Yeah,
you done that
we
before in the
have,
past?
but it's just. Pardon me.
Have you done it before in the past? Collaborated with other artists?
No, no.
So this is new.
Only in limited time, only in limited basis. I mean, there was one album that was put out by who did that out of Chicago, and it was kind of I was there. Les Carlson was there. Uh,
Ah,
a whole bunch of different artists from all the different bands, and it was kind of a rock praise thing. And so we did that, and then Pachyderm did one too. And those are really the only ones. When we do our own projects, it's basically just us. The guys that we're getting are friends of ours, and they're doing mostly background vocal stuff
yeah.
for us and
Okay.
sing-alongs and things.
Yeah. Okay.
All the instrument stuff is us. And
Cool. Now, is this going to be your last album, you feel?
I don't know, really don't know.
Because I
It
kind of
could
get
be, it
that
maybe
going
not.
out with a bang type of feeling.
It may well be. I mean, we're getting up there.
No,
We're getting
you're not.
old.
You look young. What are you talking about? You do. You look like a little high school girl. Just joking. You look wonderful, man. So, anyways, sorry, but it's
No,
awesome.
that's good.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of things to say that are not annoying. Um, what is one like if you would pick an album of your guys' album? What one do you think is the most well done written album?
This one, the new one.
The new one.
Yeah, I think
Oh my
the new
goodness.
one. I think a lot of people are going to be they're going to be really surprised. I think a lot of people
Okay.
are.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. I take that as a challenge. I did some good ones, man. Loud and proud, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I love it, man. So have you ever done cover songs? I don't know if you have before, but
Uh,
what do you
yeah,
feel
we
about covers?
have. We haven't really ever recorded one. Oh wait, I take that back. In the Angry Einsteins, we did our own version of "Fun, Fun, Fun" by the Beach Boys. It's a
Oh,
hard rock version of "Fun, Fun, Fun." So
oh, that's awesome.
we have covered a song. Yeah, live we have done other stuff. We've thrown in a song here and there in a weird place. Um, they went over well in Germany. We played an AC/DC song called "Rock and Roll Damnation."
Okay.
Basically, it basically talks. The lyrics are about uh, being criticized, being squished in a box, and you can't do this and
Yeah.
you can't do that. Rock and roll is damnation, and it was kind of like your mom preaching at you. It's damnation. It's damnation. And so we did that song, and that went over well. That was fun.
So, if you don't mind, can you share with me your testimony
I
about being a
have.
Christian?
Yeah, yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah. It just depends on the venue. A lot of times, promoters want that, and they allow time for that, and some other times you don't have time for that. And so it
I,
just
I
depends
was wondering if
on.
you could share right now with us your
Oh yeah,
testimony.
sure. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, certainly. Grew up in a Christian family, and they were always after me to, really get into it. And my grandma would take me to Billy Graham crusades, hoping that I'd walk up forward. You know,
Billy. I love Billy, man. Love Billy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And so,
good stuff.
yeah, I played in mainstream bands for a long time, and I just got tired of the drugs and alcohol and all the scene that went with it. It just got old. And I go, God, there's got to be something more than this. Is this all there is? And so and then you fall back on my youth. I was constantly preached to, through my family forever. And eventually I decided to, you know, follow Jesus. And back in, that would have been in about 1980 is when made a full conversion.
Yeah, mine was about like 1985. It was. Yeah,
Yeah.
went to
Yeah.
Superfest. Yeah, I don't know if you remember Superfest from California in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
That's where
Oh,
they
yeah.
usually had them. Yeah, I was at Superfest too. And I went to Superfest 3 too, I think. I went to Superfest, maybe I went to all of them. Yeah, it was cool, man.
I've seen some shows out there. I've seen some shows at that
Saw
venue
Brian
out there.
Duncan
Right.
and all those good people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Out there in the
awesome.
hills of San
Mark
Bernardino.
Farner too. I saw Mark Farner.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I saw him at a club in Hollywood. It was,
Ah,
yeah, that was awesome. He's always been a great influence on me. Early the Grand Funk stuff. I always have loved
yeah.
that stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's excellent music. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the old 70s and 60s and 70s music, and I
Yeah.
kind of been an old soul. It's kind of what's in me. I'm kind of I grew up in 70, was born in 72, but I feel like I'm way back. Like even my son listens to stuff that's 20 years before him, and he loves it. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
the way we are in our family. We appreciate old school music.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's always
definitely.
cool.
What's one of your favorite albums of the past? Like, if you pick a couple albums that were influential to establishing how,
My musical,
yeah, yeah,
Led Zeppelin 2 was big. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when I was very small, but then the Beatles came out and they were on Ed Sullivan. And so
yeah,
that was a major head turner for most of us kids back then. And then of course once it got heavier with like Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, that I really really liked the heaviness. I thought it was artistic heaviness
yeah,
and great, great melody writing and just phenomenal performances and stuff. And so that early harder stuff was what inspired me. And then I fell in love with the blues based stuff, Aerosmith, AC/DC, later on in years. And Kiss live. I was always into the animation
Oh,
of Kiss and that whole
oh
thing. That
yeah.
was huge.
Kiss
Yeah, that
Alive.
alive that alive album was something else in
It
my
was.
life.
I had the double vinyl with the big Kiss Army sticker in it.
Yep,
It was
yep,
awesome. That was the one I bought. Yeah, I bought it with my own allowance. Loved it, man.
nice.
Love
Yep,
it. Yeah, it's I when they took off their makeup, I wasn't much into them, and it's
yeah.
like you guys are sellouts now, man.
Well,
It's
yeah,
the
I
way I
like the
look at
early
it.
stuff the best for sure. I up to Destroyer. I really liked all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Hotter
And
than
Love
Hell was
Gun
an
and all
amazing
that.
album.
Yeah. I saw, when the Alive album first came out, I went and saw Kiss in St. Paul at a 3,000 seat theater. And it sold out so quickly that they had to do two shows that night. They said they added a midnight showing, but I went to the first show. And so it's a relatively small venue. And that was at the very beginning. And that was the most exciting time, I believe. I liked it. When they got into the big Las Vegas costumes and things later on with all the fur and all the big wings and things like that. I wasn't really into that as much. I liked it when they were stripped down, black leather, and
Yeah,
just rock and roll. I mean, they just rocked. And so,
they were
yeah,
yeah
I
talent,
seen Kiss
very
when they were
talented.
when nobody knew them.
That's awesome. So now what do you I don't never even checked. Do you guys have music videos that you've done and all that? And where can we
um,
find your music at? Because I know
yeah,
you
YouTube,
guys used to have
YouTube,
some
YouTube.
albums on iTunes, but they're not on there anymore.
No, they should be. They should be on there. We did change our online vendor who handles our uploads, and so
Yeah.
not everything is back up right now. But I think you can hear Fired Up, World Covered in Blood. That's all on Spotify and iTunes and everywhere. And I think Loud and Proud, maybe, I'm not sure. But some of the other stuff will be coming up and going up live too. But they should be able to get it on Rhapsody, Spotify. YouTube does have some videos as well. So yeah,
Like
we've
a
shot one. The only
music you guys put something out
yeah
like that?
music videos. There's a music video for World Covered in Blood on YouTube. We shot that on a roof in Orange County, California.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
So
yeah, Orange County. Social D, man, home of Social D and all that.
yep,
Yeah, that's a good place, man. And Michael
yep,
Knott, he was from there too, right? Michael Knott.
yeah,
Yeah, Long Beach and Huntington
sure,
Beach, all that
yeah,
good stuff. Anyways,
yep.
yeah, I remember back in the day the Journey video. I can't remember, and they were pretending to play instruments, but they weren't really. They didn't have the instruments in their hand.
Oh yes, yeah.
Cheesy.
They were outside that warehouse or wherever
Yes,
on
yes,
pallets and stuff.
yeah. And he's like, and there's nothing, and it's oh my god. And then all of a sudden it shows them playing the actual drums, and then it goes away. It's like so cheesy, man.
Yeah,
Don't ever do video like that, please. Okay, please don't. Anyways,
we won't.
um, that's awesome. Your vocals. Did you ever get any lessons?
No, not really. I
The
sang in
natural
choir in high
healer, huh?
school. I always like I always liked to sing, and then yeah, it just kind of came along as the music got harder. I became more screechy.
Is it hard on your throat?
No, actually, I was concerned about that when the very first tour, and I had to really go out and sing a lot like that. Um, it actually got stronger night in,
Oh
so it
wow.
was an exercise thing. So exercising it actually made it stronger.
And what about hearing when you're on stage? Is everything so loud? Does it
It is.
mess with
I
your
use in
hearing?
ear. I use earphones in my hearing to protect that, so that there's no speakers on the floor aiming back at me to
Yeah,
blast me and things like that.
yeah. Okay. Well, anybody you'd like to thank because we're getting low on our time. Got a couple minutes left. I think.
I
Anybody
would
you'd like to
thank
thank?
thank you very much for having us, and thank our
It's a
fans
privilege.
for being there all this time. We hope
Definitely. I'm not leaving
they really
anytime
enjoy
soon,
the
man.
wait for this next album.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I
Yeah,
hope
that
I
sounds
get a
cool.
leak. You better send me a link to it. I want to hear it so bad. I'm
I will.
serious. Don't worry, I
Sure.
don't kiss and tell. I love you, man. Seriously, I do. Love you.
Love you
Thank
too,
you
bro.
so much, Rex. I appreciate you.
Oh
Bless
yeah.
you. And I mean that with all my heart. Bless you and
Thank
your
you.
loved one.
Thank you.
And bless the bandmates. Got you guys back. If you want to get back together once you got your album done, hit me back up again. And we'll do another one. You guys can talk about the
Okay.
album, talk about every track and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Okay. We'll do a promo
All
on
right.
it.
Sounds great.
You're always
Will do.
welcome
Thank you,
back.
bro. All right,
God
man.
bless you. Take care, brother.
Yeah. God bless you too. Peace, brother.
Yep.
I know our life just about
Ladies and gentlemen, the Roosta Show features a host with a mohawk. Can you dig it?